And that is actually a room of introversion. So I just need to turn my mind within and create that, that space within myself, inner space. So where I am able to stabilize myself in whichever thought I choose. But one thing I need to make sure that, when I enter into that room of introversion, which is actually becoming aware of myself as a soul in the center of my forehead. That awareness, the soul, I am in the center of my forehead. I turn within and dive deep into the cave. Kuti. Kuti is like a cottage. So you enter into that cottage and you create an atmosphere of solitude. That means no thoughts from you go out and no thoughts from outside come in. I just need to make sure this time I have made time for myself to do this experiment. I am not going to entertain any other thoughts, not even of service, not even of churning knowledge, only the subject that I am going to take. And I create a few thoughts, but more important is to embody that thoughts, create the feeling that can surround me, so that even after the experimentation is finished, that flavor, that vibration that surrounds me can envelop the world. So that is actually the purpose of experimentation, is to experience the attainment of yoga. Now we are only yogis, but not prayogis, because we are not experimenting with the attainments. And so that is why there is always the intellect and mind wanders. Once the mind and intellect enjoys the attainment, it will not go anywhere. When a butterfly finds a honeycomb, when it goes into the flower to suck the honey, it doesn't need to go anywhere. It's in the honey itself. So you begin to enjoy the moments, So that is why what I would like to suggest is you have to remain very alert during the experimentation. There is not even a moment of sleepiness, nodding, or any lethargic feeling, because I will miss out a lot. Because when I remember in my college days, we used to go to the laboratory and do experiments. It is always exciting because things happen, It's not just like you were told that you put this salt and this acid green color will come. That was told in the classroom, but now I go there into the laboratory, I do it myself, and I see that is happening. So it's an excitement. So we have heard so many points from the Murli, but we haven't experienced it. So this experimentation means to experience what we have heard, so that it becomes part of my being, So today, I am going to take up a simple subject, basic, which, of course, Baba talks in the Murli every day, and we are weak in that subject, and that is soul consciousness. So I usually do an experiment on 7 stages of soul consciousness. I did that last time in Madhuban in October. So I thought that I will repeat that once again. Many of you were not there at that time. 7 stages of soul consciousness. Because the first lesson is soul. Last lesson is also soul. Because the last question we are going to get is to become soul conscious in 1 second. But the implementation of soul consciousness, in the last lesson is different from what we heard in the first day when we came to Baba. So in Hindi, there are different words that Baba uses in the Murali, but in English, there are limited words. So I have to use sometimes Hindi word because each Hindi word for one stage has a meaning. I will explain to you, but they are, in like in the Murali, sometimes Baba says become bodyless. Sometimes Baba says become soul conscious. Sometimes Baba says become videhi. Sometimes Baba says become seed form. No, actually, all these are connected with soul conscious states. But it's a different depth. Each stage has a different depth. So if I want to become embodiment, today we only repeat. Many of us in yoga don't have experience. We don't have the feeling. We only repeat thoughts. And that is why we get tired after some time. We look at the clock, we look at the time, why it is not changing, because we only repeat thoughts. We don't feel the vibrations of the thought. So yoga experimentation means thinking and feeling together. That means you use your mind to project the image and intellect to understand the feeling to create an experience. So that means you would never ever forget that stage. So you can re-emerge that stage whenever you want to experience it. So I will just, first of all, just share with you the names of the 7 stages, just literally what it means. And then I just explain, and then we have a short commentary with a pause for each stage so that we can go through the 7 stages. Because it is important to connect myself with Baba. I cannot connect myself without becoming soul conscious. So that is why every time Baba says, consider yourself to be a soul and remember me. But not just soul, but in what form? The context is different. Sometimes I have to become bodyless and remember bodyless Father. Sometimes I have to become a seed and remember the seed and master seed. So according to the context, because some people feel boring when they listen to the Murli, they think Baba is saying the same thing. It's not. The context is always different. Like, for example, in body consciousness also there are 3 stages. One is arrogance of the body. In Hindi, we call Deha Ahankar. Very gross arrogance. The second is Deha Abhiman, body consciousness. And the third is Deha Bhan, the awareness of the body. So it is a fine line between 3. So we have not gone beyond the awareness of the body, the bhan, still we got gender consciousness. We just still got the color consciousness, this one, that one. So we are not soul conscious. So what Baba is saying nowadays is you cannot become egoless unless you become incorporeal and angelic. And now our target is to become an angel and then become a point of light. So for that, I have to become egoless. For that, I have to break body consciousness. That means I have to erase my identity totally. I was telling myself, MEERA has to die. As long as MEERA is alive, I cannot become an angel. MEERA cannot become an angel. I, the soul, will become an angel. As long as I have MEERA consciousness, it is body consciousness. Then I get hurt, I get affected, I take sorrow, I have pain. Who got? MEERA got. So I have to kill MEERA. Die. What is left after? Only soul. To that extent, I have to die and embody. Just like Baba was saying, in the copper age, you forgot the consciousness of the soul to such an extent that you identified yourself as body. And now in the confluence age, you have to let go of the body consciousness to such an extent. You don't even have a body. You are just the soul. And Brahma Baba and Dadis have practiced it. That is real tapasya. So what we are going to do in the month of January is tapasya of soul consciousness in the cave of introversion. That will automatically make us fly to become an angel. So the first stage, what I call it, Dehi Abhimani, which means it is a stage of separation and comparison. That is all the nearest word in English I can give. Dehi Abhimani, which means separation and comparison. So when I give you the commentary and take you into the experience, you will get to know about it. And the second stage is Atma Abhimani. That is soul consciousness. And then the third stage is actually Videhi, beyond body. It all sounds same in English, no different words. So remember Hindi words only. Videhi, beyond body. No body at all, beyond body. And then the fourth stage is Ashariri. There is a fine line difference between Videhi and bodiless stage. And then the fifth one is Farista, angel. And the sixth one is seed stage, Bija Swarup. And the last is Loveleen, merged in love. So these are the 7 stages of soul consciousness. And Baba talks about them. It is not anything new at different times in different contexts, but we put together some thoughts connected with that particular stage so we can dive deeper. Okay, so we begin the first stage, what we call, don't write anything, just don't put your head down, just look straight, listen, feel and experience. If you engage yourself in writing, putting your head down, you will miss out everything. Because in yoga experimentation, this is one of the instructions I always give them. Don't engage your intellect in intellectualizing, to put it in words, then you will be only head conscious, no heart combined. So just listen, absorb, and feel. So you are just going on a journey, from one step to another step. So I will continuously go from one stage to another, so you can see the difference, how each stage, there is a fine line between them, and at different times during the day. Because during the day, we are engaged in different kind of action. Some actions need more concentration. Some action need less concentration. Some actions don't need no concentration at all. So I have to choose after today, out of the 7 stages, which stage I'm going to practice during the day when I'm doing what kind of action. So then, like you are in soul consciousness, self-awareness, and then at the end of the day, you can feel you are becoming embodiment of self-awareness. That means you don't need to think anymore. You are. That is called embodiment, being. Now we are only becoming, repeating. But when you embrace this practice regularly, you embody. And that is what Baba wants. When others see you, they become soul conscious themselves without you telling them. Like that is what Brahma Baba did. When people came in front of Brahma Baba, he did not talk to them, you are a soul. He just looked at their face, into their soul, and they became soul conscious. And they went into the experience of one of the qualities of the soul. That is called embodiment. Through your experience, you give experience to others. So because today we don't have experience, we have to speak a lot. Even after 7 lessons also, they will ask you, what is soul consciousness? They don't know. Because we use too many words, but no experience. So after these 7 stages, experience, and you do it yourself on your own, go into the bhatti, take it as the material for your 1 month bhatti, and experiment it with yourself and see how it works. So for the next maybe 30, 40 minutes, put all other thoughts aside. Your phone also on, totally off. Your phone should not disturb you. Yeah, because I don't know. Even if you are keeping your phone, but off it completely. You should not have any distraction, because I have to make myself totally free to dive deep into the experience. That is how the experiments are done. Okay, so let us start. So let me first of all prepare myself to withdraw myself like a tortoise from all the surroundings around me and turn my mind within. And slowly enter into your room of introversion and see yourself as a tiny point of light. I, the soul, I am the master of this body. I am the shining light residing in the center of my forehead. I am the living light residing in this body made out of matter. I, the soul, I am with my mind, my intellect, my sanskaras. All these subtle powers are very subtle. I, the soul, I am the master of my mind, intellect, and sanskaras. All the sense organs are my subjects. I am the self-sovereign. I am Karan Karavanhar. I, the soul, I am Karanhar. And I am also Karavanhar. I get the action done through my sense organs. While being in this body, performing actions through the sense organs, I am totally separate. I am immortal, imperishable, eternal being of light. I am in the body, but I am not of the body. Enjoy this first stage of being Dehi Abhimani, in the body, but not of the body, by being a master. And this stage can be experimented, practiced, even while you are performing action. You don't need to sit in one place, but you need to train yourself. So for the next 3 minutes, enjoy just feeling that how the body is separate and I, the living being, am separate. Body is perishable, mortal. I am immortal, eternal, master of my body, my sense organs, my mind, intellect, and sanskara. I can use them when I want. I can detach myself. I can come into the body and I can go beyond the body as I like. Then we move on to the second stage. What I said was Atma Abhimani, soul consciousness. So once again, I become aware. I am a very tiny dot of light. I am the child of God who is also a dot like me. I have incarnated into this body, the corporeal world. Baba, the Supreme Soul, is the resident of the soul worlds. I see myself as a dot of light in the presence of Baba, the Supreme Light, and I am absorbed in his remembrance. After 5,000 years, Baba has given this awareness. You are a soul, a point of light. I see through these eyes. I am beyond these eyes. And I have the faith that whatever I see with these eyes are going to be destroyed. With this faith and understanding, I remain with Baba, remain in the remembrance of the Supreme Soul and Supreme Light in the soul world. So this is being Atma Abhimani. Dot, being in the presence of the Supreme Dot in the soul world, experiencing the power, peace, and love. From here, we move on to the third stage, what we call Videhi, beyond body. I, the soul, I remain seated in the seat of self-respect, which Baba has given me. I remain in the seat of self-respect, of being a master, almighty authority, the child of the almighty authority Father. With this seat of self-respect, with this awareness, I can experience the powers merging in me from Baba. My attitude, my vision, my action are transformed. The power that I am receiving from the Almighty Father are flowing through me and reaching out like a might house into the world. I, the soul, my religion is peace. Vibrations of peace is emitting from me and spreading out. So I keep practicing different seat of self-respect and remain merged in Baba's remembrance. That allows me to go beyond the arrogance of the body. Arrogance of the body exists as long as I am not seated in the seat of my self-respect. So as I practice in my daily life, different seat of self-respect, I begin to feel the inheritance I receive from Baba, and I close to Baba, being beyond the arrogance of the body. So that is the third stage, Videhi, being beyond body. Now the fourth stage of soul consciousness is very important, bodiless stage. Can you think of a time in your life when you became bodiless? Only when someone died, the soul is bodiless. But the soul who died, they don't know they have died. Other people will know, because the body doesn't move. But when we are practicing bodiless stage, I will know myself. What is the meaning of becoming bodiless? Not unconscious. It means die alive. That's why Baba says, when you die, the world is dead for you. So first of all, in my living life, I have to practice dying alive. So how do I know I have died alive? Neither the body nor bodily relation, nothing, possessions will pull me. Because I have died. For me, the world is dead. Zero. So there is dead silence. In the other two stages of soul consciousness, you experience peace. You experience detachment. But this bodiless stage is so powerful that 1 minute of bodiless stage gives so much of energy to the body as if you have slept for 1 hour. So there is a little difference between sleep and bodiless stage. Many Brahmins many times sleep in yoga and they say they had bodiless experience. That's a misunderstanding. You cannot become unconscious when you are bodiless. You know, even when you go to sleep, if you know you are sleeping, you haven't slept well, right? So the only day you can see when you wake up, I had good sleep, because you did not know you slept when you slept. So what is sleep? Who sleep? Neither the body nor the soul sleep. What is the definition of sleep? When I, the soul, I feel that I am tired using my body, my sense organ whole day, I want to detach myself from the body now. That is called sleep. Just like the driver is sitting in the car, but the engine is off. So I am bodiless. I detach, I disengage myself from the sense organs. That is called sleep. But this sleep, we do it involuntarily. You know, you go to bed, but you don't know when you fall asleep, right? But when you are sitting in meditation, if you are bodiless, you will know. And the vibrations around you will tell. Because to become bodiless means to return to my intrinsic nature, Sat Chit Anand, truth, living, and bliss. So your face will tell you are experiencing bodiless stage. It's a blissful stage. And you are emitting dead silence, full of happiness. You know, when a person dies also physically, there is peace. They also call it as dead silence, but that silence is a bit emotional. It makes other people cry because that soul has departed from the body forcefully. Lot of attachments. But when I'm sitting in meditation, I voluntarily disengage myself. So this practice of disengaging myself from the body has to be done before I experience bodiless state. That is why the other stages are important. Dehi Abhimani, Atma Abhimani, Videhi. So if you have mastered those three stages, then you can become bodiless in 1 second. And Baba wants us to practice that a lot now. Why? Because of two reasons. At the time of destruction, there will be many souls, wandering souls around. Millions of people will die. Souls cannot find the body and they can't go home also. So if I am body conscious, those souls can possess me. But if I have the practice of being bodiless, they cannot find my body at all. I am safe. And the second thing is, when you have so much of bodiless experience, at the time of destruction, you can leave your body at your will. You just have the thought, I leave, I leave. Nothing can pull you. And thirdly, this bodiless stage that we experience now, it works like a painkiller when we have pain in the body. It works like a glucose when we are sick. But at that time, you cannot practice. When you are sick, you cannot practice. Like Ulsar Dadi, you know, when she had cancer operation, when the doctors came next morning to ask her, she did not have any pain. Maybe like an ant prick like that, you know, nothing. Why? Because she has accumulated bodiless stage energy over the years. And secondly, she has accumulated the blessings from Baba for being obedient. So you earn that energy. So I need to practice. That's why you see this 1 minute every hour, the song that plays, Bab Dada gave the direction to have this because Baba wanted us to practice bodiless stage 1 minute every hour. So next month, January, you practice that. Take this as a homework. Just to become aware, I am a point, I become a point, that's all. No churning, no churning. I am point. I am a bodiless soul. Begin to feel the energy. So what it means actually, I see myself it's like a out of body experience. Some people have had near death experience. You may have heard people sharing, like how they see their body from beyond, especially near death experience, out of body experience is experienced by people who met with an accident or those who are in the hospital. Usually, they can see themselves, doctors treating them, but they don't have any pain. The soul is observing the body from beyond. And the soul is peaceful, blissful, no pain, very happy, no bondage, because body does not belong. It feels like somebody's body is being taken care. That's the feeling. But of course, after some time, the soul has to return to the body. That is when they feel like, all the pain and suffering coming back to them. So bodiless stage is a beautiful experience where you are in your eternal, intrinsic form and stage, as you are, original. So you don't need to think. But if you have practiced the other stage of soul consciousness, it is totally beyond, not even detachment. You can observe the body from beyond without being pulled towards the body. So that 1 hour once in an hour, you can attempt to practice 60 seconds. Maybe you will be successful few seconds. And that few seconds of experience is enough to carry on with your activities for the next 58 minutes, 59 minutes. Is it clear? So I am a bodiless. In fact, I am a bodiless. Right? I adopted this body. So now I let go of this body and I see my body from beyond. Sometimes we have done this exercise in Madhuban, what we call marjiva, dying alive, Kabrastan. Very nice experience. So I can observe my body from beyond. The body is dead here, but I don't have any pull. I can see my body being taken away, burnt, cremated. I am beyond any feeling. I enjoy my intrinsic qualities of bliss, happiness, super sensuous joy, because I am me. I am me. Otherwise, I was in the cage. So just a little experience we can try to have. Yeah. So prepare yourself to become bodiless. I, the soul, I am the master of this body. In 1 second, I separate myself from the body, moving above the sky beyond the 5 elements, and see myself going beyond the subtle region into the region of golden red light. I see myself in front of Shiv Baba. I'm connected to Baba, and I draw power from Baba and I feel very empowered. And then slowly, I, the soul, I return from the incorporeal down below. I see my body down below from up above. I don't have any pull towards my body. There is total dead silence. The body is dead. I am totally beyond. As a point of light, see my body dead. No sounds. Just feel the light. I, the being of light. Beyond time, beyond gender, beyond name, being beyond. I am dead. Dead silence. As long as you can hold that silence, that restores energy to your body when you return to your body to perform action. So can you feel you are separate? The body is separate. It's beyond. But sometimes we just get attached to it. Then the fifth stage is what I call it as the angelic stage, Farishta. Of course, when we imagine Farishta on the screen of our mind, we always see it as a light in the aura of light, in the orb of light. No bones, no muscles, no skeleton, nothing. It is a white light. It's a pure energy, So I see my body of light. First of all, I see myself as a point of light in this body orb of 5 elements. So in 1 second, I visualize my body of light on the screen of my mind. I move away from this orb of elements into the orb of light. So I am already in the subtle region of white light. I am double light in the region of white light. The feet of my intellect is lifted. I am quiet. I am bright. I am full of might. And in that awareness of being double light, I see myself in the presence of Avyakt Bapdada, with arms open, Baba beckoning me, come child. So in my angelic costume, I meet with Baba through my eyes, and Baba embraces me in his arms. I celebrate Avyakt meeting with Avyakt Baba in my angelic form. You can enjoy that meeting as long as you want. In my body of light, in the region of white light, me and Baba. But and then slowly I return, it's just a change of the consciousness. I return to this body of matter. So whenever I want, because my angelic costume is clear in front of me, so whenever I want, I can move into that body of light. So that is angelic stage. And then the sixth stage is what we call seed stage. Now, seed stage can be only experienced in the soul world, because soul world is a golden red light region. It's a huge, infinite golden red light. But in that region of golden red light is the inverted tree of souls. So I need to visualize myself, first of all, in the region of golden red light. And I need to visualize myself as a seed with the master seed at the root of the inverted tree of souls in the soul world. I am master seed and Baba the seed. I am at the root, connected with the seeds. So in this awareness, you return to your eternal form, eternal stage, with your eternal qualities emerged, like God. And you draw that energy from God, and that automatically reaches out to every leaf of the tree through God. So you are holding the seed and serving the tree. It's a beautiful experience. But to experience seed stage, first of all, in my normal life, I have to make sure I have all relationships with Baba, and I have all attainments from Baba, and I am full. A seed has to be full. So when I am full, I fly to the soul world very easily. The less full I am, I cannot fly. Fullness is lightness. Because in silence, light attracts light. So when I am full, like Baba, so automatically there is a magnetic pull towards the seed of the tree. So it's like a magnet. I stick to the seed, I become the master seed, and I draw that energy, and that automatically is being passed to all the branches of the tree. Every leaf is being sustained. So this is a stage in which you are able to burn the seed of your sanskar also, because deep realization comes with the seed stage. And so that realization helps me to create unlimited disinterest, so that I am able to let go and become what I was. It's a very powerful stage. That is the stage. And the last one, what we call merged in Baba's love, love-lean stage. So again, it is a combined form. It's a combined form. I, the soul, I am a tiny point of light, and I see myself in the combined form with the supreme light, like Shiva Shakti. So that's what Baba was saying recently. One is to be a companion, the other is to be combined. So you can only experience lovely in stage when you are combined. When you are a companion, your companionship can be separated. But combined form cannot be separated. So I, the soul, I have to merge myself, point merged in the supreme light. But devotees have said to merge in God, but we say merge in God's love. I will still remain separate, but I am colored by God's love. I'm colored by God's power. So because I can only combine with Baba, as Baba said today, when there is no leakage of love. If there is a leakage of love in my intellect, I cannot have combined form. I cannot experience love in stage. So I have to make sure my love for Baba is unadulterated, unbroken, so that automatically I am equal to Baba. So I can easily become combined. So it is a stage where I am totally merged in Baba. And it's like, it's a beautiful experience where you feel the rays of Baba's love becomes like an arm that embraces you. You feel like you are being embraced in that arms of Baba's rays, and you are lost. So you experience Atindriya Sukh, happiness beyond senses. So this is something that I need to experience, so that, after that experience, when I come back to my normal life, I wouldn't have any attraction. I wouldn't have any pull towards anyone, because you have experienced the most sweetest experience. So everything seems to be like tasteless. So that is the final experience of being totally lost in the love of one. So where you become equal to Baba. No? So totally soul conscious, point merged in the purpose. So what is very important for this processing is attention and practice. If you want to create a stage, first of all, you have to create awareness. Secondly, you have to practice the awareness, attention, practice awareness, then you create a stage. All these 7 stages are like that. First of all, you must have the awareness, then attention, then practice, then you embody that awareness. That is called stage. And once you have created a stage, nobody can shake it. So hopefully you can experiment with these 7 stages during your 1 month silence bhakti in January, and see the result for yourself. So I leave you with these thoughts, and you can share your experience as you experience next time.